Hello guys, welcome to today's lesson. And as usual, you are watching Make Money channel. And even as we wait to dive into our topic of today, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, do not forget to turn on the notification bell or alarm. And as usual, you are being tutored by one Mr. David. I am Mr. David, and today we are going to dive deeply into forex trading. And our lesson of today is to try and look at how you can turn $100 to $1,400 in 3 trades. Yes, it's very possible. I have done my research and I've come up with a conclusion that it is very possible to turn $100 to more than $1,000 in 3 trades. So straight away, let me take you through how to do it. So the first step will be um, hello guys, taking a look at this example. Sorry for the delays. Yeah. So let's take a look at this example right here, whereby we are assuming that our initial capital is $10,000. So $10,000 is the amount of capital available in a trading account. So suppose you have $10,000, you want to use your $10,000 to make trades. And the rule of trading is you should only risk 1% of your initial capital, which is equals to, in this case, 1% of $10,000 is $100. So your first trade will be $100. And now let's look at the risk to reward ratio. Our risk to reward ratio will be 1:3. In this case, it means that if you're risking 1, you're looking to make 3. And using the example of $100, it means that if you risk $100 in one trade, the first trade, your return will be $300 if that trade turns out to be a winner. So remember, you risk $100 and look for 3 times of your risk. And 3 times of your risk is $300. And once your first successful trade has occurred, you will be having a $200 profit from your first trade. And now that you have $200 profit from your first trade, now you move on to the next trade, which is our second trade. Now, remember that you will only be risking $200 in our second trade. Why? Remember that in our first trade, we already have our $100 back. So having made $300, we have our $100, which was our risk, put aside, and now we will only use the first profit as the next trade. So our first profit will be the risk in our second trade. And that's what happens. So in our second trade, we will be using $200 as our risk, and our return will be $200 multiplied by 3. So $200 multiplied by 3 is $600. So we will be risking $200 while looking to make $600 on that particular trade. And if that turns out to be a winner, if this trade turns out to be a winner, we will make a profit of $400 in our second trade. Now, once that happens, we will remain with one more trade to finish up our strategy. In this case, remember that our strategy tells us to only do 3 trades using this formula. And now what happens is that on our third trade, we will risk the profit made on our second trade only. Remember that in our second trade, our risk was $200, looking out to make 3 times of that. So once we've made $600 from $200, and that tells us that now we have a $400 profit, and which we will use as our next risk. Now, going back to our third trade, we shall be risking $400. And our return on investment, or the reward in this case, so remember, a risk, a return, you can either call it a return or a reward. Our reward will be $400 multiplied by 3, which will be $1,200. And that is our profit for the third trade. No, our total income for that third trade. Now, what is then our profit for our third trade? Our profit is $800. That's the profit that we made out of our third trade. And now we are done with our trading for this particular session. Now let's take a look at then how much do we make in total if we trade that way. How much we make from our in total using this strategy will be, you take your first profit, add the second profit, then add the third profit, which will be, our first profit will be $200, then add $400, then add $800. And in this case, our total profit for this strategy will be $1,400. Okay? And now that you've seen how to go about using this strategy, I hope you put into account the specifics, the approach. Do not deviate from the approach. Just use it the way I've told you to use it. Now, I know that you might be watching from anywhere in this world, and maybe you do not have a trading account, and maybe you would like to have one. Now check out in our description below, and you will find a link to open a trading account. Remember that you need a regulated trusted trading partner to work with. And I've done some research for you, and I believe the link available in the description below will give you the right trading partner. So go ahead and click on that link and open your trading account. Now, till next time, I want to wish you all the best. And I also want to ask you to make suggestions of the kind of topics that you will want me to cover. Remember that this channel is all about how to make money online. We will be discussing about different ways of making money online. And you can suggest any ways that you want me to discuss about. Go out, do a research for you, then give you the feedback. You're very much welcome once again to watch our next lesson, and may you be with us. Keep being with us. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. And most importantly, do not forget to hit that notification button, bell. Have a good time.